I just want you to see what LAPD is continuously engaging in, which is amplifying helicopter activity, flying back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Outward demonstration of demon possession. What they are actually doing? These are the demon possessed in this demonic environment. They're engaging. They're perpetrating a crime. But what the Los Angeles Police Department, they are demonstrating their demon possession outwardly. They are engaging in what is, again, it's called pacing. They're just doing it in a helicopter. Okay, so imagine a weirdo that's just standing in front of you, and that person just kept walking side to side in front of you just over and over and over again. Okay, what you're going to imagine while they're walking in front of you over and over again, which is weird enough, imagine the light source, which remains all day. It remains directly over you all day. And while they are walking back and forth in front of you over and over and over again. And while they do so, you're witnessing the fact that you have multiple shadows, maybe even shadows that are above your head, or that are light that's moving across the surfaces all around you while this weirdo is walking back and forth and back and forth in front of you. This is what the entity is doing instead of a weirdo doing it. So group stalking is a system whereby that objective is accomplished by a group, and they are of the same condition and they are in the exact same environment. It is supernatural that that environment exists in the way that I've shown that it exists. Police department is repeatedly crossing path. They are engaging in the demonic behavior of pacing. It is the very a demented behavior by those that are of that condition being demon possession. They are also engaging in what is going to be prosecuted as the outward demonstration of hostility, an impermissible threat. They are monitoring someone who is documenting them, an impermissible threat. They are monitoring in concert with the people of the state. This is Andrea Abramian, the police flying over Tiffany Sherez. She has not a hope at all. She's going to lose the children that she is living at the crime scene with. She is engaging in an ongoing demonstration of impunity. She is engaged in an ongoing threat to the to the life of an American citizen. And she does so while she is living at the facilitating venue and crossing path in concert with the lawsuit flies over. While I'm showing you what is the impossible light. Again, the license plate of Andrea Abramian, it is already documented on the green business card, but I just want to show you. These are the license plates. The Los Angeles Police Department group stalking by helicopter. It is currently 2:21 p.m. And so literally as I'm in my room and I write down third parties, the demon-possessed entity that is monitoring, aware of everything that I'm doing, even as I write it, engages in repeating the act. And so this is why you have 157, then you have 2:09, then 2:16 minutes later. The entity is surrounding as well. There was a large white truck I just took a picture of. They're stalking in the path, creating light activity, flashing light. Okay, this is the entity that surrounds in the path with light. You also surrounding in the path with light while you are in the environment that the entity maintains engineered light. You're surrounding in the path with light while you drive around in the engineered light using your vehicle. You're surrounding in the path with light while you walk around in the engineered light. You're surrounded in the path while the entity fills my space with engineered light. You can see my shadow appearing on a wall, multiple shadows, and that's how you know what he is, and that's how you know what he's doing. You also know because the Los Angeles Police Department is flying over his head, and that's going to be evidence used against him. He's going to federal prison. Again, his name is Andrea Abramian. License plate 70467U3 Federal Prison. License plate 9CDW152 and license plate 7G84351. That's the vehicles that you saw. I took images and the roughly images that I already captured this morning, and they are under what is the remaining light source, which is the pattern of conduct. And this is why you're understanding it does entity is doing. You're focusing on the presence of the supernatural environment. And then you are recognizing the malice with which an entity is targeting an American citizen. A psychopath that goes out of its way to maintain an outward guise of what is supposed to appear as normalcy. But then when you break down the environment and what they do and what they know as they do it, you're recognizing a very dangerous psychopath. Okay. And that psychopath is an entity and a demon possessed one. It is 2:23 p.m. That was LAPD doing what they have been doing as I've kept publishing, and I'll publish the list because LAPD just keeps engaging in pacing. And so they're doing so. It's ongoing criminal facilitation. This is P.O.C. at Alvarado Gardens, where the sun would never remain present. Remember this morning, that engineered light, just rich documentation this morning, just moving all across the carpet while the blinds are closed, okay? That's not the sun. That was at 6:48 a.m., and that is in the morning. This is supposed to be sunlight. Speaking to what's the close presence of the light source. Oh, let's get it. There it is right there. Yeah, that's not the sun. Okay, not possibly the sun. The sun is an ongoing, constant motion, a gaseous ball of fire that, number one, wouldn't be hovering over buildings or we would be set ablaze. Number two, it's certainly not in any other state. It's not over the Metro Courthouse. It's not over the Ovid Family Community Library in Ontario, California on Hope Boulevard, on Euclid Avenue and Hope Boulevard. It is not over let's just pick one. The Fontana Lewis Library. It's not over the Pomona train station, where, by the way, I have documented at the same time remain, and I've shown you the pattern of conduct. It's also not the sun. So I want to be clear, when you're breaking down the illusion, this light that you see here actually has, and this light, this actually has nothing to do with the light source that you see here. But I'm breaking down every aspect of the system because it's a system that's supposed to be embedded into society. Group stalking and monitoring is that which is just embedded into what the entity is able to do seamlessly, effortlessly, and it's never supposed to be suspected. All right. But I want to be clear. You're breaking down an illusion. That light source is supposed to be the explanation for what you see as light, but you already know that this is not normal sunlight. And actually, that's not sunlight either, as it also speaks to the fact that the sun wouldn't be present at the same address. You're talking about from the living room window, 6:48 a.m., 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 8 hours later. And here it is, the same apartment. I'm just in my bedroom now. Yeah, not the sun. Okay. They're standing in the direct evidence of it. You're living at a crime scene, you're facilitating, and the Los Angeles Police Department, a corrupt law enforcement agency, is continuously engaging in the provision of direct evidence against the people of the state. You're going to use the entity's criminal act, the group act that they commit. You're going to use their group conduct against them. You're going to use it against the people. You're going to use the people's conduct while they are standing in the shoes of the state. It is currently 2:25 p.m. and this is the maintenance of the light source. And you're going to remember also 3 hours later, the light source doesn't go anywhere because the entity engaged in aiming light through these magnified light. No, it's just asinine. Then this is what you're understanding. It's just a reiteration of the same thing. So in the evening, the entity is suggesting that the sun is also setting here and still aiming light into the same window. All right, which would be from 6:48 in the morning up until after 5 p.m. Let's count that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 11 hours. And the entity is aiming what is magnified light as it is on the wall. And as I showed you in my second bedroom over there on the wall. And when I showed you in here yesterday, the 27th, after 5 p.m., it was all shade, just like you see now. It's all shade, but I'm showing you what is engineered light up here. But this is supposed to be the sunlight. This is not sunlight, and it has nothing to do with the light source, actually. In the same way that the light, as I showed you this morning, the panel, the blinds appearing on the ceiling, while the light source was on the opposite side of the same apartment building, and it was all shade. I'm breaking down the illusion to you, and I'm showing you what's around. Those who surround are demon possessed, highly malicious, and they're criminals. They're going to federal prison. All of their license plates are documented. This is P.O.C. It's currently 2:26 p.m. and they remain at the venue, which is Alvarado Gardens, where the maintenance of the light source, direct evidence, prima facie case of federal group stalking and monitoring, where the engineered light. Remember, it went from moments ago, the little box, and you saw my shadow. So now you've got the multiple shadows. This is all the engineered light. This is engineered light as well. This is P.O.C.